Yeah.
Will come to order. A regular meeting of the City Council held in Council Chamber on Thursday, January 8, 2015 at 7:00 p.m. for the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on December 30, 2014 at 9:46 a.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on TV. Please do us all a favor and silence any cell phones or mobile devices. Thank you. All council is present. Council President Sargent presided. Councilor Milo moved to dispense with the reading of the record of the previous meeting. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. President Sargent requested everyone please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our dear Councilor O'Keefe.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Chair would recognize Councilor Fury at this time.
Mr. President, if I may, take out of order to go to motions, orders, and resolutions. Page 7, please.
All those in favor? Opposed? So be it.
Thank you very much, and thank you, fellow members. Can I go up there?
Yes, yes, please.
Leo? Come on up. Fellow members, the greatest treasures of Salem are not its historical buildings like this City Hall, but its people like Leo Mendoza. He lives on 2 to 4 Howard Street, a large, rooming house. He is a true giver in every essence of the word, a giver. I have the pleasure of working with Leo at the Peabody Essex Museum. He's a security guard with me, and I work part-time, he works full-time. I consulted the Human Services Department. He puts in the most hours at the Peabody Essex Museum out of 450 employees. In fact, tonight I had to ask his boss for the scheduling to allow him to be here tonight. There's a function going on at the Peabody Essex Museum tonight that Leo would be there at the Peabody Essex Museum, where I work with him as a security guard. So he's a hard-working Peabody Essex Museum security guard. He's a prolific blood donor. I asked him how many pints of blood he donated over the years and platelets there. He could not measure. Gallons and gallons and gallons. But he is a true giver in every essence of the word. He is an angel, too, to his deceased dad. Before he passed away, before he went into a hospice, he was so nice to his dad. And he has been very nice to his 2 daughters growing up over the years. The part that really hit me was for the last 7 years, 7 years?
Yes.
7 years, he has prepared at his rooming house on 2 to 4 Howard Street, Councilor Famico's ward, a home-cooked meal that any one of you would love to have. Most of it from Steve's Market, where Peter is here, Peter Injemy is here. He gets all his stuff from Steve's Market, where he used to work on one time, and he prepares a beautiful home-cooked meal there for all the residents. For anyone who has not been a resident of a rooming house like that, it's an experience. The holidays are very special. I lived in a rooming house in Amesbury in my first couple of years of teaching, tried to raise up money for my first car, so I lived in a rooming house and came home on weekends. It's a different atmosphere, especially on holidays. And Leo has that great heart to say, let's make Thanksgiving special for each and every member of the rooming house that he has lived in. So he cooks a home-cooked meal from start. Gravy, turkey, vegetable stuffing, even dessert. It's like something out of Century House. It really is a well-done meal. He shovels and landscapes his own house and the rooming house, and he keeps up with the house, making it a very good neighbor. So the word giver really is appropriate to Leo. He's embarrassed now, but this is what he well deserves. He's a giver in every essence of the word. He's a good neighbor that you would love to have. All the ward councilors would love to have him as a neighbor in your ward. He's a good Samaritan. He's a good and faithful servant. He's a very good person, and I consider him a good friend. And a pleasure to work with you, Leo. He was homeless, it's amazing, for 1 year and lived in the Salem shelter. He worked 2 jobs to get himself situated to live at 2-4 Howard Street, where he continues to live and be a giver all year round. And I had City Clerk Cheryl LaPointe do a beautiful city seal and resolution that you signed tonight. And if I may read it, Councilor Famico, would you consider reading with me? Thank you. Whereas, it's a beautiful city seal, and some of his workers are here tonight to be proud of Leo. So, you okay? Pleasure. Resolution in the City Council, January 8th, 2015. This is about a compassionate and humble individual named Leo Mendoza, who gives from his heart to those less fortunate.
Whereas, through an unfortunate series of personal tragedies, Leo Mendoza Jr. found himself homeless and living in a shelter. But the story doesn't end here. Leo Mendoza Jr. picked himself up and found work and is now living in a rooming house in Salem, and
Leo Mendoza Jr. never forgot what it was like to be alone and hungry. For the past 8 years, Leo Mendoza Jr. makes Thanksgiving dinner for those who live in this building, who would not otherwise share in a meal with family and friends. He does this taking from his own pocket and using his own money to give a hot meal to his fellow man.
whereas it is said that we are all one paycheck away from hunger and homelessness, this unselfish giving should not be going unnoticed. His generosity is an example for all of us, though he would not seek praise or recognition.
And he's going to meet the mayor on Monday morning, to see the mayor on Monday morning, so to have her sign the resolution. And Councilor Famico and I have a fellow friend that I think we're all friends with, Dr. Brendan Walsh. And Dr. Brendan Walsh gives out an award annually called the Giving Tree Award, the Giving Tree Award by Charles Silverstein. And I read this book for many times to my students over the years by Charles Silverstein, the author. And it's a beautiful book about a giver, a tree, a little boy growing up, and the boy takes from the tree constantly, leaves, builds tree forts, and stuff like that from the tree. And after a while, the tree has nothing else to give. When he's all grown up, the man wants to build a boat, so he takes down the tree. The tree is a giver, 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 giver. And Brendan Walsh does a nice job, written in 1998 by Dr. Brendan Walsh, and I'll just read a part of it. It fits Leo so appropriately. Givers think not about themselves, how their kindness we should tout. They think simply some human need and step in to help things out. It may be a dramatic thing or totally go unnoticed. The givers do not care about fame. On giving, they are focused. Like the giving tree, they don't ask for thanks. Their joy is in giving. We don't need to understand them. Just be real glad they're living with us. For the givers, like Leo, are the great souls reflecting their Maker's face. It is the givers who redeem the entire human race. Thank you very much, Leo. On behalf of a grateful city, we'll be meeting the mayor on Monday morning, and thank you very much, Leo. My pleasure. My honor. Leo.
Councilor Fury.
Move for adoption.
Move for adoption, Mr. President.
On Councilor Fury's move for adoption, all those in favor? Opposed? The ayes have it. And Councilor Fury.
Could we move back to a regular place in order of business? Please?
Yes, please. On Councilor Fury's motion, move back to the regular order of business. Public testimony. We have one. T.Z. Riley Goggin on public testimony.
T.C. Riley Goggin, 9 Wisteria Street. Council Fury, that's a hard act to follow. There's a couple of items here on the agenda tonight being introduced by Councilor Gerard. One is the ordinance amending Traffic Chapter 42, Section 57A, parking time limited, unmetered zone, North Street, 30-minute parking between driveways at 111 North Street. For those people who are not quite sure exactly where 111 North Street is, it is the Shell station. It is the one that was before this council a number of times. It ate into the livelihood and the living conditions of the people who live on Buffum Street. It is the Shell station its owner is Mr. Sideropoulos. We faced this man a number of times, and as I look at this right here and know what he did to a complete neighborhood and the upset that it caused in this given area, I would like to have the councilors take a very hard look at this, because I consider this as spot zoning. And I look at other people in North Salem who probably would like the very same thing in front of their businesses, but it's not going to happen. Thank you for listening on this one. The next one is, once again, being introduced by Councilor Gerard, and that is about the Board of Health bringing up once again to take the number of members of their board and decrease it down to 5 from 7. We have faced this here in this council chamber a number of times. I still maintain that the more mind you have to face some of the things that we face in this busy, busy city. We have more restaurants than a lot of other communities. We have hospitals, and we have a very large university. We're facing many, many illnesses and diseases. The Board of Health needs as many people to give hand as they can. That finishes up with this page. The last page that I looked at, it was about Salem State University, that are asking for a time to march. I believe, I have not seen the map. I stand corrected if I don't understand it correctly, but I think they're coming down Canal Street and come down as far as, I think, over at Lapham Park on, I believe it is the the 14th of January, I believe. And it is at 5:45 in the evening. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know what North Street is, and I know what Canal Street is, and I certainly know what Lafayette Street is. It is my neighborhood, with the cars that are back to back. I look and I say, we have enough health care and safety issues to look to without clouding, once again, our city streets. If they want to walk down on the sidewalks, fine. But until that time, I would take a hard look at it and find out how many students are going to be marching. It is a Freedom March, and I say good luck to them. I'm not against the Freedom March, but I am used on a Wednesday night. If they're going to do it, maybe on a weekend would be more preferable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Teasy. Hearings, being none. Appointments and reappointments.
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Mark Barabee to serve as a member of the Beautification Committee with a term to expire on March 1st, 2018.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Under discussion, Councilor Famico.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Barabee has lived in Salem for the past 11 years. However, since 1980, he's only worked for 2 companies. That shows his true dedication. As far as this goes, he has a background in hospitality, project management, and human resources. And this past year, he and his husband won 2nd place in the window box competition in Salem. With that being said, Mr. Barabee would be an excellent addition to the Beautification Committee, which already does so much good work in the city and adds all the little details.
Thank you. Under discussion? Any further discussion? Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Terrio?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Gerard?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes. Okay. On the matter of the appointment of Mark Barabee to serve on the Beautification Committee, 11 members voting, 11 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative. The matter carries. Counsel for Miko.
Thank you, Mr. President. I ask for a suspension of the rules to allow Mr. Barabee to address the council.
All those in favor? Opposed? None? Mr. Barabee.
I thought you were going to all say yay, so I was prematurely getting up. Thank you so much for all the yays. I really appreciate that. And thank you to the mayor, too, for supporting my appointment. As Heather said, I've lived here for 11 years and over time have seen how the city has just become so beautiful. And I was really excited to find out that there was a beautification committee, and actually I found that out the night that we won the flower box competition, and since then I've been meeting with the ladies, so it's all ladies and me, which is kind of fun. And anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to being a part of that great group who do so much for the city to make it beautiful. Thank you. A city that's already beautiful, but make it even more. Thank you.
Further appointments and reappointments.
We have the mayor's appointment of David DeRochers to serve as a constable with a term to expire November 20th, 2015.
Counsel Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move received and filed.
Any discussion? Notice being none? No. All those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Manuel Rabbit to serve as a constable with a term to expire September 13th, 2015.
Counsel Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move received and filed.
Discussion? Being none? All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries.
We have the mayor's reappointment of John Ruane to serve as a constable with a term to expire December 10th, 2017.
Counsel Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move received and filed.
Discussion? Being none? All those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $80,693.74.
Councilor Toriel.
From
Oh, sorry. My mistake.
From the Retirement Stabilization Vacation Sick Leave Buyback Account to be expended for the contractual buyback of Paul Tucker of the Police Department.
Now, Councilor Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for suspension of the rules.
Being no objection, Councilor Toriel.
I also move for adoption.
Under discussion?
Other to say that I'm sorry, I'm sure he'll be wonderful in Boston, but I'm sorry we have to do this because I'm sorry he left.
Any further discussion? Being none? On the move for adoption by Councilor Toriel, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have an appropriation of $6,600 from Receipts Reserve Sale of Vaults to Cemetery Burial Account.
Councilor Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules.
Being no objection, Councilor Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also move for adoption.
Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is simply to buy some more boxes for some more cemetery boxes during this fiscal year.
Any further discussion? On the motion for adoption, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have an order to accept a donation in the amount of $1,500 from the Salem Saves Animals to be deposited into the Salem Police Department K-9 Donation Fund.
Councilor Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Under discussion?
Not much, other than to say that it's great that we have so many groups in the community that help support our canine force.
Okay. Any further discussion? On the movement for adoption, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept a donation in the amount of $1,000 from the Disabled American Veterans Organization to be deposited in the Veterans Department Donation Fund.
Councilor Toriel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for adoption.
Under discussion.
We're glad to have all the support from organizations. We're here within Salem. And and I'd be really glad if I get my voice back eventually. This is a very nice donation. It's nice that we get this support, in this case from the Disabled American Veterans Organization. This is a great help in us serving our veterans who are still coming back.
Okay, thank you. Further discussion? Being none, On the move for adoption, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have an order for a home rule petition to the general court for an act authorizing the city of Salem to issue additional licenses for the sale of alcoholic beverages to be drunk on the premises for Cinema World located at 355 Highland Avenue.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer this order, and order number 655, to Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with Committee of the Whole. I'd also like to set up this meeting for January 27th, which is a Tuesday at 6. And I'd ask that we invite the licensing board chairperson or designee. We have new members on the committee. I think it's very important that the licensing board comes and explains the licensing situation in Salem. I think it's important for all of us. I'd also ask the city solicitor to attend, and I'd also ask to invite Rena Zustertag from the Chamber of Commerce.
Any further discussion? Being none.
Briefly, what was that time again?
I think 6 o'clock.
6? Thank you.
On the motion to move this order, together with Council Order Number 655, to the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. So be it. Mayor's informational page. Being none. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, I was entering that date into my calendar. City of Salem, in the year 2015, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic, be it ordained by the city clerk of the city of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking, limited time, is hereby amended by adding the following street: Perkins Street in front of number 36 for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. This ordinance shall take effect as provided by city charter.
Thank you, Councilor McCarthy. Under discussion.
On discussion, thank you briefly, Mr. President. This request came through me, and it went through to Lieutenant Brzezinski of Police Traffic, and he dotted the i's and crossed the t's on it, and so we're going to bring it forth and allow this handicap spot to go into effect.
Any further discussion? Being none. On the motion by Councilor McCarthy, all those in favor? Opposed? Matter carries. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the year 2015, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time is hereby amended by adding the following street: Repeal Howard Street in front of number 50 for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by city charter.
Thank you, Councilor Gerard. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Brief discussion that the person who required the handicap sign is no longer living there.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the matter? All those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Okay. In the year 2015, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time is hereby amended, adding the following street: Dearborn Street in front of number 12 for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by city charter.
Thank you, Councilor Gerard. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, brief discussion. This is the exact opposite, that now there is someone living at number 12 Dearborn Street that needs handicap parking.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Being none? On the matter by Councilor Gerard, on the motion by Councilor Gerard, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Okay, so actually I have a procedural question. I want to withdraw this. So do I still read this? Madam City Clerk?
I don't know what you're withdrawing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I should read it and then say I'm with, okay. Great, thank you. In the year 2015, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as followed. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 57A, parking time limited, unmetered zone is hereby amended by adding the following street. North Street, westerly side in front of number 111, 30-minute parking between the driveways of 111 North Street, parking time limited, unmetered zone. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Thank you, Councilor Gerard. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to withdraw this just, at least for the time being, just to do some more research and speak with a few more people about this.
All right. Thank you very much for that. On the motion by Councilor Gerard to withdraw this motion, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Councilor Turiel.
No.
Oh, wait, one more?
Yep.
Councilor Gerard, my mistake, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ordered that the City Council reduce the number of members of the Board of Health from 7 members to 5 members. And I move that we refer this to the Committee on Public Health, Safety, and the Environment.
Thank you. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just quickly, this has been something that's been talked about, and as many people here know, has been talked about for a number of years. Currently, the board is staffed for 5, and in discussions with the Board of Health themselves, they strongly feel that they have a really good complement of people. Even though they're only required to have 1 physician, they actually have 2 physicians on the board, 2 nurses, and a policy analyst. And so they would just like the opportunity to come back before the committee and before the council to discuss this. So actually, I'd also like to ask that that when this gets referred to the Committee on Public Health, Safety, and the Environment, that's also co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you very much. Under discussion? Any further discussion? On the matter by Councilor Gerard to refer this to the Committee on Public Health, Safety, and the Environment, co-posted with Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries. Now, Councilor Turiel.
Up. Name is President. City of Salem City Council, January 8, 2015, ordered that the monthly financial report dated November 30th, 2014 be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Under discussion.
No discussion, routine housekeeping.
Any further discussion? Being none, on the motion by Councilor Turiel, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Councilor Turiel.
Name is President. City of Salem City Council, January 2015. Went to the wrong ordinance. An ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time is hereby amended by adding the following street. Glover Street in front of number 9 for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. This ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Thank you, Councilor Turiel. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is for a new resident that does not need, that is needing handicap parking, does not have building parking available at that location.
Thank you, Councilor. Any further discussion? Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Actually, just want to say that Glover Street was the first street that I lived on when I first moved to Salem, and at number 9 there is no other option for parking, so I absolutely support this.
Thank you, Councilor. On the motion by Councilor Turiel for adoption by first passage, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now on the one I thought it was on. City of Salem City Council, January 8, 2015, ordered that the Finance Department's comprehensive annual financial report and the report from Powers & Sullivan LLC be received and placed on file.
Under discussion.
Briefly, Mr. President, this is just our yearly report is back in. We'll actually be, at some point in the near future, we will schedule a meeting with the A&F team, because this is the first one of these we've gotten with this current team, the first combination of these we've gotten. And we'll be having a meeting at some point soon with, with the auditors to go through this as a committee. This is the referral committee.
Great. Thank you. Any further discussion? On the motion by Councilor Turiel, all those in favor? The matter carries. Further motions and orders and resolutions. Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem, in the year 2015, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to City Council compensation of members, additional compensation for President. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1. Chapter 2, Section 2-271, compensation of members, additional compensation for President, be amended as follows. The members of the City Council shall receive an annual salary equal to $10,000. Beginning on January 1, 2016, members of the City Council shall receive an annual salary equal to $12,000. The President of the City Council shall receive an additional $500 per annum. Any and all future increases to City Council compensation shall not take effect until the 1st of January after a regularly scheduled municipal general election. Section 2. This ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Thank you, Councilor Epley. Under discussion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, you may recall, and my colleagues may recall, and folks at home may recall, that last year this body approved an increase to the salary of the mayor from $100,000 to $120,000. And under the current ordinance that's here in our, for our body, for the City Council, it's currently specifically tied, our salary is currently specifically tied to the mayor's salary. So therefore, every time we raise the mayor's salary, we in turn are automatically increasing our own salaries. When we had this debate last year and we increased this mayor's salary from $100,000 to $120,000, we in effect were increasing our salary from $10,000 to $12,000. That's currently what's in effect today. Two problems, and I raised that at that time. One of the problems was that our salary increase could not take effect until after an intervening election. So we had a first passage, we came back on second passage and found out after consultation with legal counsel that our raise could not take effect until January 1 of 2016, which is after this November's general municipal election. Well, that addressed that issue. But the second problem that at least I had as a member was that we should not have these two pay mechanisms linked together. If we raise the mayor's salary, that's fine. If we want to raise our own salary, let's take our own vote on that. So I'm suggesting with this proposed amendment to our ordinance that this in effect will keep things as the status quo, meaning that the raise that was passed last year will go into effect under my proposal here at $12,000 effective January 1, 2016. And if there are any future increases to the mayor's salary, that's on his or her own. And if there's any increase in our salary, that's on our own as we vote on that in a separate vote. And I also just wanted to codify what in effect is already part of what the State Ethics Commission had indicated, which is that any and all future increases to the City Council compensation not take effect until after the city election. I am moving that this be adopted for first passage because I think it is a straightforward question that we don't need to necessarily refer it to OLA. However, if it is the will of the body to refer it to the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, Legal Affairs, I'll certainly be willing to do that.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe.
I move for first passage of this proposed ordinance and that to be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs, co-post with the Committee of the Whole. First passage tonight, then referred to the committee, both committees, to talk about the implementation of this particular law. I personally think the President of the City Council should get more than $500. We could discuss that at the meeting. From now on, it should be a little more than that. Not for you particularly, but for the position that it should. Councilor McCarthy held 2 years, but it should be. It's an awesome responsibility, and I think the President should be given more, maybe $750 or maybe $1,000, but that's $500. I think is too low. But it should be adopted tonight, so people know. In good stead, we'd like to do this, and we can benefit from this as citizens can, and we can explain why the merits of this particular, and Councilor Epley can, which is his order, that we can go forward on this matter.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Councilor Fury.
Yes, please, Mr. President. I wholeheartedly concur with Councilor Epley and Councilor O'Keefe. The salary of the City Council has always been a political football, and that's why it was attached to the mayor's salary, 10%. and it's gone up. And the mayor's salary went up to $80,000 in the previous administration. We went up to $8,000. And when it went up to $100,000, we went up to $10,000. Now that we increased it to $120,000, it goes next year, in January after the election, to $12,000. So this is a good debate, good discussion, worthy of a full meeting of the whole council itself. Thank you much, Council Epley, and thank you, Council O'Keefe.
Council Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, I understand what my colleague from Ward 4 has brought up and why, but I'm going to oppose first passage. I will support bringing this to committee. It needs to go to committee. Separating it from the mayor's salary, while wonderful in concept, really doesn't accomplish anything. What it does is we're voting twice instead of once. When we're voting on the mayor's salary, we're voting on our own salary. That's no secret. Everybody knows that, and it is a political football. Everything we do in here is political football. Some footballs get thrown a little further than others. We're still, it's going to be the same end result. I won't really oppose tremendously separating it, but if it's going to go to committee, it should go to committee unfettered with first passage. If it's going to go to committee, let's break it down and look at it piece by piece. We don't need first passage right now. I don't think there's a rush on this. Let's send it to committee. Let's have a look at it and break it down. What do we really want to do? Do we want to maybe only look at the mayoral salary once every 6 years, once every 8 years? Do we only want to look at the council salary once every 6 years, once every 8 years? Let's put something more solid and visible for people to see out there instead of just bringing it up when we want to. To committee, no first passage, sir.
Can I bring up one point where I think it has to be advertised, and if there's a change in between, it has to be advertised a second time, and that costs the city clerk's office a little bit more money for advertising when the changes are made. So I'd just like to have people have that out there also.
I understand that.
Councilor Siegel.
I stand on my statements.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem separating out the questions. It appears that most of the will of the body wants to discuss either taking the councilor's salary, separating from the mayor's, but I don't think anyone has any questions about the first part of this. So I would probably make a motion to separate the question, the first one being, as Council Epley stated, salary for the city council begins, and I don't have the language here, January 1st of 2016, and passing that first passage, because that can pass second passage, that's not going to change. That's actually by law through the Ethics Committee, and then we can put the other part into committee and work on that.
Thank you. Well, we'll finish discussion, and then we'll entertain the vote to separate the questions. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't disagree with anything that's been said, but I would just wholeheartedly encourage everybody, piggybacking on what the good president just spoke about. If we're going to pass it and then send it to committee and then tweak it, you might as well just send it to committee, tweak it, and then pass it, because then it's in the form that you want to pass it, and it saves all that aggravation of posting and reposting and printing it out in the newspaper and all that. The interesting discussion is what three councilors just brought up is our salary is already going to be increased as of January 1 of next year for all those people who are going to be sitting in these chairs, whoever they may be, by our actions that we took last year. So that's kind of a moot point, because we've already taken up that action, unless the will of the body is to change that somehow and make it separate it out and do something like that. But we already went through that debate. I think the bigger debate is, which is I think why the good Ward 3 Council wants to divide it out, is whether or not we want to keep the salary of the mayor attached to our own salary. I know from speaking from experience of being in this chamber with a bunch of the veteran councilors, when the mayor's salary went to $100,000, I think 4 or 5 years ago, our salary used to be $8,000 a year plus a $2,000 stipend, which was basically for paper goods or whatever office supplies we needed at home, of which we were never asked to account for them. So the $2,000 was rolled into our salary, so all the taxes were taken out of it, so we were basically getting $10,000 anyway. So 4 or 5 years ago, we gave up the stipend and we just rolled that right into it. So the mayor got a raise, but we stayed right where we were. So I think the bigger question is, I think it's a question that we could better off served in committee. We could sit here and debate this for the next 20 minutes and still be, and in the end of 20 minutes, be right back to where we started about where's it going and what's going to go. I think I think the more proper action would be to send the whole thing right to committee, have the discussion, then refer it out. I mean, as was stated, part of this is already going to happen anyway, and I find it very unique that the good Ward 7 council would want to entertain the idea of raising the president's salary right after I gave up the gavel, but that's something I'll take up with him personally after the meeting. Thank you.
We may want to entertain sending it all to committee and separating it there. Councilor Epley.
Mr. President, that's exactly what I was hoping that I could do and would encourage my colleagues to do. That's what I originally asked. If we wanted to pass it today, great. If we wanted to refer it to OLA, if that was the will of the body, which it sounds like that's what it is, let's do that. I appreciate my Ward 7 councilor's suggestion, but in listening to my colleagues, especially considering the publication costs, et cetera, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to put the whole thing into committee. And then we can come back with what we want. On one final note, though, I mean, I just want to note that what I'm suggesting, it's a net zero of what we've already passed. There's no additional dollar that I'm requesting be paid to city councilors or mayors or anyone else, or council presidents, Mr. President. I apologize, but it's the truth. I'm not asking for a single dime to be increased for your salary.
Very well.
That's the intent here, is simply to separate the mayor's salary from the council salary. And with that, I do move that this matter be referred to OLA.
Okay.
Co-posted with the committee of the whole.
Are you okay with that, Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes, sir, I will withdraw my second of that motion, of his original motion.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. So on the motion that the matter be referred to the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Thank you, Councilor Epley. Committee reports. I'm sorry, my mistake. Further motions, orders, and resolutions.
City of Salem and City Council, January 8th, 2015, ordered that the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs meet to discuss the attached correspondence received by Police Traffic and Attorney Morris relative to Raymond Espinal's taxi operator's license. I don't know if you want me to set up a meeting on this today, because we do have another denial coming through, and we can put them both together. If that's the case, if it's the will of the body, I would set up a February 2nd at 6 o'clock meeting for under ordinance, license, and legal to discuss this and another taxi cab.
So be it. On a late file, no discussion. Can we add the wording for the date of the meeting also, to combine two meetings?
I believe
That's possible?
If not, I can do it on the next one, because we do have a denial coming up later.
Okay. Just get an opinion. Madam City Clerk, is it okay to add the date to it, or do we have to do this with no discussion, being a late file?
No discussion.
Is it okay for him to put the date in there? I would say so. If not, reiterate it in committee also. Okay, on the motion to move the committee, is Ola? All those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Any further motions, orders, or resolutions? Being none, committee reports. Councilor Siegel.
Thank you. City of Salem and City Council, January 2015. The Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, to whom was referred the matter of granting certain licenses, has considered said matters and would recommend approval. Do you want me to go through the reading? Or
waive the
reading.
Thank you. Thank you. On acceptance of the committee report, all those in favor? Opposed? On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion.
No discussion.
No discussion? No other further discussion? In favor of the? Opposed? The matter carries. Thank you. Communication from city officials, being none. Petitions.
We have a petition from Salem State University Diversity and Multicultural Affairs for the use of city streets on Monday, January 19th, 2015, to hold a Martin Luther King Freedom March starting at 5:45 p.m.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that the petition be granted.
Under discussion.
None.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have one quick question. I think it's a great thing that they're going to do here, a great march. But I just have a question, just like we do when we have road races. This is using, I believe, public streets. Has anyone from the college spoke to the police to make sure there's public safety involved? That's my only concern.
For clarification, we'll go back to Council O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, yes, the university has gone to Lieutenant Pazuski about this matter, and he's not concerned at all about it.
Fair enough.
And I think the city clerk was aware of this whole matter, and she focused the group on what they should do and how they should proceed with this application, this petition.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. There were some comments made during public testimony concerning this particular item, and I just wanted to note that the date here that we're talking about is Monday, January 19th. That is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that is a federal holiday. It's a state holiday. That shouldn't affect certainly school kids, and will likely not affect many businesses since that is a federal holiday. And it's something that I'm personally in support of, and I know that my colleagues are in support of as well.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, just a personal reference about this matter. I was in Memphis, Tennessee, the day that Martin Luther King was shot and killed. I was at a fire chiefs conference there, down on the waterfront of the Mississippi River, and we were all, devastated by what happened. And I was struck by how the fire department, in that particular day, had to be armed. And it was the first time, in my knowledge, that the fire department had to be armed officers had to be armed, and we didn't know what was happening. And it's too bad that this happened at this motel. We didn't see any of this, but it's just awesome that this tragedy took place here in this country. And look how far we've come today with racial relations. And this march is just one more testimonial to the people in Salem and the country, how we're moving forward, and it's not the same as it was many years ago in Memphis, Tennessee.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Chair recognizes Councilor Fury.
President, over the years, Mr. President, fellow members, as a school teacher, when Massachusetts declared it a state holiday, one of the first states to declare Martin Luther King a state holiday, I proceeded in my classroom to do plays and remembrances of him, so the younger generation should never forget him. So I did it for almost 30 years in the classrooms and the whole school assemblies. It's so nice to see Salem University, a new generation, remember what Martin Luther King stood for, and the dream continues in his dream. So I applaud this effort there, and I look forward to actually even marching. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Fury. Councilor Turiel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will just also note that this planned route of the walk does not go down Canal Street or into the downtown. It begins on the North Campus at the Ellison Center, proceeds down Loring Avenue, and goes into the Center Campus. So it's about a quarter mile or so down Loring Avenue.
Thank you, Councilor Turiel. Chair recognizes Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. The good Ward 5 councilor made my point for me.
Thank you very much. Any further discussion? On the matter of approval of this petition, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have a petition from Hawk to hold a walk and use the city streets on Sunday, April 26, 2015, starting at noon.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Under discussion.
This is the 23rd annual Walk for Hawk, and it's also of note that this year it's going from 5 miles down to 5 kilometers, so they shortened the distance a bit. It will be going through Federal Street, Chestnut Street, and then through the downtown, ending at the Common, and it should be wrapped up by 2 p.m. that day.
Thank you, Councilor Famico. Any further discussion? Being none, on the matter of approval of the petition, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Thank you.
We have a list of license applications for public guide and taxi operators.
Councilor Siegel.
Move that they be granted.
You want to read them?
Do you want me to?
No, waive the reading. Just kidding. On the motion by Councilor Siegel to approve all these licenses, approve the petitions, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Thank you.
We have a license application for a taxi operator, Adonis Diaz.
Councilor Siegel.
Move that it be denied.
Under discussion.
No.
No. Any further discussion? Being none, on the motion for denial of this petition, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have a request for a hearing from Adonis Diaz on the denial of his taxi operator license.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move refer to Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal, hold an executive session, and maybe we should hold this one and the other one on February 2nd at 6 o'clock. Just have the discussion.
Being none, no further discussion. On the matter by Councilor Siegel, on the motion by Councilor Siegel, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Further petitions.
We have license applications for pawnbroker, secondhand clothing, secondhand valuables, and tag days.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Do you want me to read the list?
Not at all.
Okay, I move refer to Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs.
Any discussion? No. Being none, on the matter before us, the petition, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have a list of drain layer contract operator license applications.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move that they be granted.
No, any discussion?
No discussion.
Being none, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Further petitions.
We have 2 claims.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move they refer to Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs.
Any discussion?
No discussion.
Being none, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have 1 constable bond and 1 drain layer bond.
Councilor Siegel.
Mr. President, move to refer to Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs and return approved.
Any discussion?
No discussion.
Being none, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time, Abbott Street.
Councilor Epley.
I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Under discussion.
No discussion.
Thank you. On the motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time, repeal Winthrop Street.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move for adoption for second and final passage.
Any discussion?
No, sir.
Any further discussion? Being none, on the motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicap parking limited time, Station Road.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move for second and final passage.
Under discussion?
None.
No further discussion? On the motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries. Further unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Traffic, Chapter 42, Section 74, General Prohibition Towing Zone, Pratt Street.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for second and final passage.
Any discussion?
Lieutenant Przewski let me know that he'll be adding a second ordinance to tie along with this for another part of the street, but for right now, pass this for second passage.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Being none, on the motion for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? The matter carries.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending Chapter 16, Article 3, Section 110, fishing in Green Lawn Cemetery, penalty for violation.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Thank you. Under discussion?
No discussion.
Any other discussion? Being none, on the motion for adoption for second and final passage, all those in favor? Opposed? Opposed. Let those be recorded opposed. Thank you.
Councilor Legault.
Now, I call on the Dean of the Council, Councilor O'Keefe. Oh, no, okay. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. Moment of personal privilege. Just to make a quick announcement that there's going to be a North Salem fundraiser on Saturday, January 31st at the Moose, and this is going to be benefiting several organizations within North Salem. This is going to be benefiting Access Star, Green Lawn Cemetery, Mack Park Neighborhood Association, and the Moose Lodge. It's going to begin at 6 o'clock. Tickets are $10.
Thank you. Anything else? May I take a point of personal privilege too, a couple of us had the pleasure of going to State House yesterday to see Chief Tucker and one of our own, Councilor Lovely, being sworn in at the State House. And what a nice time to see that great historic building, and some tributes to Salem, Mass. there, and thank you to them for their service. Now, Counselor O'Keefe.
Move for adjournment.
All those in favor? Opposed? No debate. The matter carries.
How can you oppose adjournment?
Fill out.
Exactly what should have happened. I thought it should have happened last year. I'm surprised it.
Oh, they didn't have any.
Very small, very small.
That's too bad.
I know. I tried sending it earlier, so that's all it's about.
Wouldn't have gotten it.